A couple of months ago, two very big, very powerful, very wealthy companies announced to Capitol Hill and to the FCC and the public that they had agreed upon a policy framework that would work for the benefit of the American people. This was Verizon and Google. And of course, it wasn't developed with input from the American people, but it was, they assured us, for the American people. Just the same, it was, trust us, one more time. Well, you didn't have to read very far in that agreement to discover that as much as these companies said they supported the open internet, this new framework was not what we'd been waiting for, not by a long shot. In fact, the Verizon-Google deal would have almost completely excluded wireless broadband from the future of internet openness, even though wireless is out, more and more Americans are getting access to the internet with each passing week. Don't we want openness in the mobile world too? Next, the agreement would have eliminated any meaningful, effective FCC oversight to ensure that the openness was maintained in broadband. They said, oh, you can do some basic monitoring, maybe write an occasional report, but just kind of get out of the way and entrust the public interest to us. My answer to that was no thank you. But then there was a real kicker. This world that was envisioned by the Verizon Google gaggle was one built of really private internets. Maybe George Bush was right when he was talking about the internets. That would vastly diminish the centrality of the internet that you and I know. They wanted tiered internet, managed services, what they called it. Gated communities for the affluent is what I call them. So, for example, a special Verizon, Google, or a Comcast NBC service could come to you extra quickly with special quality and good service and priority, but that thereby decreases the amount of bandwidth left for the open internet that we know today. And that also means that those of us that can't pay for that super-duper higher grade service are relegated to second-class service. And as for new competitors who might want to offer internet access, yeah, good luck to them. So what I'm really talking about here tonight is, I guess you can't blame companies for trying to protect their own interests, but you can blame policymakers if we let them get away with it. Deal making between big internet players is not policy making for the common good. Special interests are not the public interest. Stockholders are not the only stakeholders. I will not settle, and you should not settle, for gatekeepers of the internet striking deals that exchange internet freedom, yours and mine, for bloated profits on their quarterly reports to Wall Street. FCC, you just hold your horses and wait for Congress to act. Never mind that those previous two commissions who wreaked such havoc on the environment never asked for permission before moving broadband out of the framework that Congress designed in the first place. I don't personally believe that Congress ever intended for the FCC not to have oversight of the communications networks in this country.
Right, that's right.
But we saw this fall that even with the leadership and tenacity of Chairman Waxman and others, moving legislation is not an easy feat, and it's going to get harder. And while we're waiting, should we just leave consumers without a cop on the broadband beat? And as a cop, I'm going to be a cop. This is not just something that it would be nice for the FCC to do. It's something we have to do if the enormous potential of broadband is to be fully realized. And it's something we have to do if we are really serious about making the FCC what it was intended to be in the first place, and that's an honest-to-God consumer protection agency.